Hey, this is Todd Clark, Executive Director of TIVA, Television Internet Video Association. We're down here at the video show at the DC Convention Center. This is our last day, but we're right at the beginning of the day, so if you have time to come down and check it out, there are panels and discussions and manufacturers, software, hardware. The Sony folks are here. You've got lighting folks, audio folks, everyone's here. But our point today, and we're doing these short interviews, and I promised Rosemary this will be short, is to talk to the movers and the shakers and the people who are making things happen. Okay?
Trying
to make things happen. So I don't want to give too much away, but I know Rosemary Reed very well, and she's with Double R Productions.
Yes, sir.
And you've been a great supporter of media matters, production, all things good storytelling for many, many years, a great supporter of TIVA. So tell us, for people who don't know, what is Double R Productions all about? What kind of stuff inspires you?
Well, Double R Productions, get it? 2 R's, that would be Rosemary Reed.
Gotcha.
Yes. And we have been in business for 30 plus years now.
Setting a precedent.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yep.
We are a full service video production company. We do everything from public service announcements to mini docs to propaganda, of course, to news type things. And our clients range from associations, small nonprofits, larger nonprofits, corporate, government. What would you like produced?
Exactly.
That's what we do.
Yep. So the other thing that impresses me, and it's always been a remarkable part of your story, is I feel like what distinguishes you is this really conscientious effort to bring in what I call them, emerging talent, new talent, just dipping their toes in the pool for the first time talent, and working with them and understanding where they're coming from, but then trusting at a certain point, giving them the reins and some dimension of a production and turning them more from interns to PAs maybe, or ADs, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. We've had an internship program since 1989.
Yeah.
And it's about a 3-month internship, except in the summer it's cut off a little bit. And we have interns from all over the country and all over the world. And in about 3 months, I said this earlier, we beat them with sticks. No, we don't. But we really put them through.
But they have real expectations.
We have real expectations, and I have big expectations, and they have to rise to the level of my expectation.
Yeah.
And if they can do that, and they're interested, and they show a tiny bit of talent, we teach them everything from shooting and editing and writing, but also a little PR and marketing, because that's what it takes to have a small business.
Yeah.
And
you have to wear, people say, you see, these are not just laugh lines, these are hat lines, because you wear at least 20 hats.
You have to wear many, many different hats, and you have to, in our internship, they write a blog, they do vlogs, which is a video version of a blog. We have them try each semester to do at least one pro bono project where they do the whole thing from start to finish.
That's fascinating to me.
And that's after, of course, they've been trained. And, we have a first 2 weeks, they have to get through that. And that's just some basic run around the office, learn which side it's up on a camera.
Right.
We have Avid systems, customer relations, everything from soup to nuts.
So there is, in essence, a Rosemary Reed school of getting it right and making it work. Alumni group. Since 89, 90, you probably have folks that have grown up.
Well, I've got people now that are married and having children.
Right. And some have presumably stayed with the game.
And they stay with the game. I just had a young woman from St. Louis that came back with a group of students that she was dealing with, and she's got her own visual communications company, and she's mostly in graphics and art design, but she's really doing great.
Well, can I make a suggestion you did not ask for, and maybe you've done it already, but it would be so interesting to do a little mini doc on you, which, doc on the process.
On the process.
Just kind of say, because you are the reason it happens. But it would be interesting to hear those kind of stories. If someone said, I was with Rosemary in 1994, and I was so nervous. That's
actually a really good idea.
It's a great idea. Yeah. So and I was so nervous, and I remember that first day I spilled coffee, and I thought she'd fire me. But then now I'm bringing in a group that I don't want them to spill coffee on me. But it's but it's like it's history is coming to life through this wonderful I don't know, yellow brick road, so to speak.
Well,
you're giving the
it's not always
no,
a glowing yellow brick road. I mean, I said the sticks. We beat them with sticks sometimes because I'm stern.
Right,
I mean,
because you've got paying customers, presumably,
yes,
and so people are paying money not to have someone make mistakes.
Oh,
I mean,
the paying customers.
Yeah.
If they see an intern, it's usually as, oh, I'm going to put a little powder on your nose,
right,
or here's your release form, or whatever.
Right.
I mean, the paying customers.
Yeah.
We deal with our
But
professional staff, but the young people
right.
come along on that production,
exactly,
and they learn what you have to do and not do. Always feed the crew.
Yep.
Always, make sure that you follow up after the shoot, and then of course quick turnarounds and all of that. I mean, it's a real boot camp.
Well, can I be biased for a second and say, because you had me in to portray something for a heating home winter assistance heating thing, and I would say from start to finish, the outreach that I got, setting up the call times, and there was food when I got there.
There was food, yes.
And I felt like I was treated in really professional ways from start to finish. So I appreciate that.
He did a great job,
by
the way, playing a really old man.
Exactly.
That was sort of sitting there
huddling in a blanket,
freezing in the winter.
But we used your office, which would lend itself to this for this particular spot. Worked, and we've been in other locations throughout the city. So as you look back on it, I mean, here we are at the video show. You've been to the TV Expo for every year.
Every year,
and it does change. People always say, "Oh, it's getting so small," but I think our industry is diversifying. And you've got, I hosted a streaming booth yesterday. People say, well, the reason Apple isn't here is because they can stream their experts online. Right. Why would they send someone down here? And we don't see the towering monitored structures we've seen before.
There's nothing like touching and feeling and having a one-on-one, and I'm a big believer in that.
Well, it comes down to essential storytelling.
Yes.
And the gadgets will change, and you can check out lens A, B, or C, and the cameras that you need. And we're changing. We're looking at cameras right now.
There we go. Okay.
But I think you're right. I think it comes down to essential storytelling, and that's why I've respected you from the start, because you are an authentic storyteller. You're the real deal.
Well, we try to be the real deal, and but it takes people like you to keep us going and inspire us. And congratulations on running this TIVA now.
Making it happen.
I'm really pleased.
I appreciate that.
They couldn't have a better executive director.
There you go. There you go. But we did not rehearse that. But here's the thing. But I will say this live on the air. You have been the most honest. And just like I feel like an intern, because felt like I've been hit with your sticks, but I've also been hit with your sort of kudos and support. So all of that shapes a good organization. Because if you can't have an honest communication, you say, "Well, Todd, what the heck are you doing? Why this is different?" And we talk about it or explain it, or I say, "You're right. Yet again, Rosemary, I need to take this into account." But I really appreciate that, and it's a collaboration. I think that's what makes DC.
Well, that's what the whole production community collaborates, supports each other.
Right.
I mean, we've got two world-class organizations, TIVA and Women in Film Video.
Exactly.
That.
To me, the metaphor is correct that we're literally across the aisle from each other, because I think of brother-sister approach.
Yeah.
And I so respect Rosemary and everything she's doing.
You're so sweet.
And respect Melissa, which we are a city of, again, collaborations and partnerships.
Yep.
So get ready for the Peer Awards, which I know you're
when
saying.
Is it?
When the heck is it? It's right now we're scheduling for March.
Well, but when?
Here's the thing. Here's why I can't give you a date. Because I'm holding out for at least, 3 or 4 days for a premiere spot that may change the date. So we're kind of keeping it mysterious, which was so frustrating. But it'll happen, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All right.
So thank you for coming down.
Sure.
We're going to come back with a number of interviews throughout the day at the TIVA booth. Come down. We're in aisle 300, table 300. And we could use $300 to get us to it. But come down and find our table, find our booth, and show up for an interview. Rosemary's going to be walking around.
I joined yesterday. I did renewed my corporate membership.
You should renew today, and we'll be back right in a few minutes. Thanks for joining in. Anyway, thank you very much.
Very nice.